A common question that I always get asked is, Jack, how do I create balance? The honest truth, I don't think you can create balance. It's impossible to spend large amounts of time in all areas of your life at once. But what I do know is possible is to put a system in place that allows you to high perform in all these areas at once. Because I've been able to do it for myself. I've been able to train for 100 mile, work on my personal development, improve my relationships, build a business, and become a better dad all at once. And I've helped many other individuals do the same. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can operate at a high level in all areas of your life at once. The first thing that we need to understand is exactly what you value. Why? Because when you live in alignment with your values, you have more energy, you feel more motivated, you feel more fulfilled, and your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being rises. My values are growth, learning, freedom, achievement, family, and contribution. And I'll make sure whenever I go into any week, I am doing things that align with my values. Growth, I'm doing things that push me out of my comfort zone. Family, I'm spending time with my daughter, my partner, and my family. I'm contributing. I've got blocks of time that allow me to show up and contribute and help other people. Learning, I'll make sure that I'm studying, learning, and growing every single day. Freedom, I'm doing something for myself each week that allows me to feel free. And achievement, I've got personal and professional goals in place that I'm working towards. By living in alignment with these values, it ensures that I am not wasting no time focusing on what other people are doing or what they value in life. Some people value fun, for example. So when it comes to the weekend and they're out having their fun and I'm indoors working, this ensures that I'm not worried about what they're doing because I'm happy focusing on what I'm doing. If you can understand exactly what you value in life and you live your life in alignment with these, this is the first step to building that high performance structure in your life. If you're unsure of what goals that you want to put in place, or you're unsure how to set your goals, underneath I have put a link on the exact system that I use and I give all of my clients use to set their goals. And what I want you to do is go away and set 3 goals. One professional goal, so that could be something like a target or a promotion or something you're working on. One personal goal, like a 10K or a half marathon or completing a course. And then one personal life or development goal, like completing a book or improving your relationships. Once we've got your values in place, once we've locked your goals in place, we can now move on to the next stage of the plan. The second step of this plan is having clear goals. By having clear goals in place, this cuts out any confusion and gives you clarity on exactly what your focuses are on each week. I never go into a new year, a new month, a new week, or day without knowing exactly what goals I am focused on. And I'm not just talking about goals that you write on the notes on your phone or on a whiteboard. I am talking about clear-cut goals that are very specific, have specific actions you need to take, have got a deadline on them, a review process, and a strong why that you want to get up every single day working on and achieving these goals. The goals are so important because there's nothing worse than working your ass off all of the time and getting to the end of each day and each week not knowing where you're heading or if you're even making progress. When you have clear-cut goals in place that have got a system and you wake up every single day executing on that system, it shows you that you are moving closer to the goals that you desire. So what I want you to do is start setting your own goals. Step of this plan is having a weekly to-do list and not a daily to-do list. I personally have never got on with having a daily to-do list. Why? Because this to-do list end up having about 20 things on it every single day that never went down. Even if I execute on 15 of them, something else would come on my plate and it'd have to go on that list. And then if I got to the end of each day and I achieved 15 of these, because there was still 5 to 10 things left on there, it never felt like I was progressing or doing enough. And what I end up doing was just getting to the end of each day, feeling disheartened, feeling that I'm not working hard enough or I'm not doing enough in my life. But the honest truth was I was. So what I started to do was put a weekly to-do list in place. And this weekly to-do list is broken down into 3 categories: professional, personal, and lifestyle. On the professional, it's got anything that has to do with my work. Any admin, any content, any client calls or projects that I'm working on. Then I had my personal, and the preferred personal is anything that I needed to achieve or work on or do outside of my professional. It could be my runs, it could be some habits that I'm working on, or anything I need to do for myself. And then I had lifestyle, and lifestyle was anything outside of these 2 that had to do with things that I wanted to do at home, like get my daughter's climbing frame sorted out or book flights. And by doing this, it enabled me to have a clear plan every single week of all of the things that I need to get done. Now, the next step was, before I went into every day, I ensured that I put 3 to 5 things off of this list and blocked time to do so. So between, say, 3 and 5 p.m, I would do these 3 to-dos that I had to do at that time. And then each day I blocked time and took more things off this list. Now, as the week progresses, things start to get ticked off. And if anything else started to come on my plate, instead of just chucking it back on this list, if it wasn't important, I would move it to next week's list. By doing so, it enabled me to get so many tasks done, but also get to the end of each day feeling happy about the progress that I've made. What I want you to do is create your own weekly to-do list, and I've put a link below to give you the exact template that I used. Start putting all of the things you need to do each week on this list and pick 3 to 5 things that you must do each day. The 4th step of this process is planning. We've got your goals in place, we've got your values and all of your to-dos. We want to ensure that we now create a plan and a structure and a system that's going to allow you to show up as your best self. So for example, if you've got your personal goal and it's to run a 10K, what day and at what time are you going to be training? If you've got a professional goal of hitting a certain target, what blocks of time are you blocking out to allow you to achieve these targets? And then you've got your values. If you want to improve your relationships, where is your block of time that week to improve your relationships? And then the to-dos, what blocks of times have you set each week that's going to allow you to show up and maximize your to-dos, your goals, your values, and the things that you need to do in life? And the next step of that process is just showing up and sticking to the plan. The more you stick to this plan, the better habits you'll build, and you'll create a system and a structure that works for you. Now, life is not linear, and not every single day is going to go to the exact plan that you've set. That's why I also advise sitting down every single evening and planning the next day. You may be able to plan non-negotiables in advance, like Monday to Friday, you might train at the same time every single day. But there could be other to-dos or things that you want to do that you can't do the same time every single day. So I suggest sitting down every single evening and planning the next day in advance to ensure when you wake up in the morning, you're full of intention, you're full of clarity, and you're full of focus. And no matter how you feel, all you have to do is show up and execute on the blocks of times that you've got set. And what I want you to do is go away, get yourself either a physical planner or use an Outlook calendar, and ensure before you go into any week or any day, you have all of these non-negotiable blocks of time set for your values, for your goals, for your to-dos, and any improvements that you need to make. And that's going to make sure that you maximize all of the plans that you've got set. What I'll do, I'll put a video below that you can click to show you exactly how you can review your day. And I want you to go away after you've planned your week. Make sure that every evening and every week you sit down and spend 10-15 minutes just reviewing the progress that you're making. Now, planning is key, but another important part of this process is reviewing. You can plan all you like, but if you're not tracking, reviewing, and measuring all of the progress that you're making, it's going to be hard for you to create a system that aligns with your life. And by doing a review process, it allows you to gain more self-awareness, recognize your success, but also understand what's not working and what needs to be changed to improve moving forward. So how do you review? At the end of each evening, what I suggest you do is ask yourself a few questions. Number one, What are some wins that I gained today? That's going to allow you to acknowledge and recognize your success. Number 2, what must I do tomorrow to improve? So you're looking at your day plan and seeing what hasn't gone right and how you can improve tomorrow. Number 3, what do I need to do tomorrow no matter what? And that just ensures that when you wake up the next day, you have got a solid plan in place and you know exactly what you need to do to improve. By reviewing, tracking and measuring your progress, it's going to enable you to build a solid structure and system that works for you. But then most importantly, it's going to allow you to acknowledge yourself for all of the progress that you're making. Outside of your values, your goals, your to-dos, reviewing and planning, I wanted to give you something what I call the Power 5. And this Power 5 is going to ensure that you gain more energy, you get more focused, and you get more time back. Because life's not always about putting more on your plate if you haven't got the time. It's understanding exactly how you can be more productive and effective with the time that you've got. And the first thing to focus on would be just improving your energy. Looking at your day-to-day and putting things in place that's going to give you more energy. Improving your diet, improving your training, taking some time out for yourself, cutting out anything that makes you feel more stressed. Because if you've got more energy, you can get more done. The second thing is going to be cutting down bad habits. Looking in your day-to-day and seeing where you are wasting time. Bad habits not only cause you to be distracted, but they also deplete your energy and can make you even more stressed. So just understanding what bad habits you've got in your day-to-day and eliminating them will allow you to show up more energized, more focused, and have more time on your hands. The third thing is saying no. And no is something that a lot of people struggle with. But just saying no could save you a couple of hours a day. If there's people pulling your attention left, right, and center, and you're wasting a couple of hours with these people, it's going to be hard to stay on top of all of these things that you want. But that couple of hours that you're giving to them other people is stopping you from spending them hours on the things that matter the most to you. Number 4 is knowing your why. When you have a strong why to get up every single day, it will push you harder. It will make you sacrifice more, and it will make you continuously elevate and sharp as the best version of you. And then the 5th one of the Power 5 is gaining competence. When you gain more competence at something in your life, number 1, you build more confidence. But what you also do is save time at the things that you're doing. If it takes you an hour in the gym right now to do a workout because you don't know what you're doing, if you understand how to improve what you're doing in the gym, you'll be able to do that session in 40 minutes. And that is the same with anything else in your day-to-day life. So what I want you to do is go away, have a look at this Power 5 and think about one that you'd love to implement in your life this week. You may be thinking, Jack, this seems like a lot to do. I've got my values, I've got my goals, I've got weekly to do, I've got planning, I've got reviewing, and I've got this Power 5. But I promise you, if you spend time implementing all of these things into your life, this is going to make sure that you're more productive, you're more effective, you're more fulfilled, you're more motivated, and so on. And by the way, it doesn't have to be all at once. Take your time implementing these things. But I know firsthand that this works. And not because I've just implemented with myself personally, but because I've helped over 150 individuals do the same. Just like my client Salim. Salim exited a multi-million-pound business that he built. And leaving that business left him lost, unfulfilled, unhappy, and unsure what to do next. But then he dived into his next project and started building a new business. But after building this business, what he realized is he was pushing everything aside that he valued the most. This left him unfulfilled and continuously burnt out. And by implementing these things that I've said in this video today, he's been able to high perform in all areas at once, run his first half marathon and drop 8 kg, improve his relationships at home and become more present dad, and achieve his second biggest quarter that he's had in his business, all at once. So this is proof that it doesn't just work for me, that it's worked for him, but also many other individuals that I've worked with as well. And if you'd like to see Salim's story, click the link below and watch a podcast that me and him done together. Now this system works, but this system will only work if you go away, number one, and understand what's being taught here, but number two, you go take action on everything that's being taught. Now this is your time. It's your time to start high performing in all these areas at once. But number one, you need to put your values in place. Number two, you need to get clear goals set. Number three, you need to work out what you need to be doing on a weekly basis. Number four, you need to plan non-negotiable time to align with your values, achieve your goals, and do your to-dos. You need to review this plan to ensure you know what's working and what's not working. And then you want to go away and implement this Power 5 so you show up as your most productive and effective self each day. As mentioned, not every single day is going to be linear. There's going to be days where you're super structured, super organized and on track. And there's going to be other days where you're being erratic, where you're being reactive, and where you just simply don't feel like showing up and sticking to the plan. But every single day, if you put these things in place, you plan and you take as much action as you know that you need to take, I promise you, you will build a structure that will allow you to high perform in all areas at once and be the person that you know that you want to be deep down.